Hello, I'm Dan.
I'm Shane.
I'm Sarah.
We're used to two people now, sorry.
Hello, I'm Dan.
I'm Shane.
I'm Sarah. Shane, I always go second.
Hello, I'm
sorry,
Dan.
I'm
And this
rusty.
is Sarah, and this is Shane. Welcome to the What the Hell's Your Problem podcast, a podcast where we talk about the everyday, regular problems that we have with a passionate yet fair vigor. I guess I'm visiting today. Am I a visitor today? Am I the guest? What's happening here?
I don't even know
Well,
what
you
you
just
are.
introduced the podcast, so I don't know if the guest does that.
Well, I mean, I'm better at it than Sarah and you, so...
That is correct. I actually felt a lot of anxiety relieved when you did
Did you?
it. So, yeah.
Sarah, are you about to say that you're better at it than me?
No, I'm just saying I'm fine.
Why don't you fucking... I was gonna say, why don't you take a shot, Maverick? Why don't you...
Hey,
Take
we've
your
been,
shot.
before I went away, our chemistry has been off the chain. Me
Yeah.
and Sarah.
I like how he said before he went away, and he's wearing, like, if you can't see this, if you're just listening
I
to
have
it,
questions.
Shane's wearing a pink balaclava. He looks like he's in, like, a Kneecap cover band, but
Okay.
if Kneecap was celebrating Pride Month.
Well, I told you before the podcast not to bring it up, but this is the only one I could find in a quick turnaround because I have an eczema outbreak.
How bad is it? Let us see.
Can't be worse than what you're wearing.
Yeah, this is way crazier. Like, this is
Well,
so much.
Your mouth is off center. It looks like
Yeah,
you're like
it's
giving
just
a
easier
weird
to
blowy
smoke
out
out
the
of.
side of your mouth.
It's, I
Well,
wish-
I
if you
live
can't see this,
I
please
live
go to
close
YouTube.
to a Claire's, and it was the quickest place I had to just get one.
Hold on. Claire's sells balaclavas?
In
Why?
June?
I don't know. I think it's
Ever?
hip now for the young ladies to walk around, but
Does it also have built-in facial scars on it?
it has
Yes, it does.
cuts with blood, and I did
Yes.
ask them, like, do you have any without the cuts with blood on it? Because I'm mostly using it for a medical reason, and I don't need anything else.
But like you're wearing that as a mask to the hospital?
Like, Could you write that off on your taxes as medical purpose? Like a
I don't know,
medical
but one of the
supply?
eye holes is touching my eyeball, and it's irritating that too.
How
but,
much
They're
eczema
not-
do you have?
enough.
Okay, but like, where is it though?
Well, it's on my face, but it's like I don't want to expose it to the UV rays because in this light room, and it makes it more irritated. And I got it from the airport. I think what happened, but
I don't think you get eczema from airports. It's not like a communicable disease.
well, the
some-
stress of an airport makes you
No,
break
that
out.
could be.
That checks out because
Uh,
I have it on my eye right.
I have it on my eyes too, right here.
I have it on
Yeah.
a finger right there. My finger's all cracked from it.
Yeah,
But
I think
I'm starting to feel good in this. Honestly, I think I might. Is there any comedians that do this? Go like Shane Banksy Priestley. I'm like, hey there.
You look like the guy from Fat Albert.
yeah, mushmouth
Hey, that's not nice.
or
He's
Donald
black,
or
isn't
whatever.
he?
I don't know his name.
Okay, so how long have you been wearing the mask?
Just right before this podcast.
Like, so just today. So like the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
at work today, my second day back, and so I didn't have to go on Zoom or anything.
Didn't you show up on a Zoom meeting at work with that? That's awesome.
Well, I'm on thin ice already, like, because I was gone on vacation for 3 weeks at work. I had to train a girl that they got me like a day before I left, so I trained her very quickly. And to my surprise, I came back, and apparently she's way better at the job than I am, which was one of my worries.
Who could have predicted this?
Because all the management and everything were like, wow, you wouldn't believe the turnaround on that girl. I'm like, the turnaround time? Like, they're like, she was so quick. I'm like, yeah, oh my God.
Now what happens?
They're finding out that, see, you can't go too quick. I was trying to tell her that in a
Get
secret
that.
way.
Yeah,
If
you
you
have
go
to,
too
yeah.
quick, then you're out of work. You got to slow it down, and now she's too good. Now I have to go that speed to keep
Don't
the
you work
position.
for the government?
Yeah.
We need to get Elon Musk in here to trim some of the fat from the
Lonnie?
BC government. Dude, one time I worked at Thrifty's like 100 years ago in the deli, and I was working with this guy Eric, who ended up being my dear friend later, Eric Lee. If you're listening, hello, Eric Lee. And Eric was doing a task, and he was doing it in such an obvious. What just happened?
Sorry, I just burped.
Yeah, well, it's an audio podcast, so like maybe don't burp.
I know.
just
Sorry,
throwing that out there.
I forgot there's a hole in the mouth here.
Well, I mean, even if there wasn't.
I thought it would be more silence through this knitted ski mask.
That's amazing.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
No, your friend
Just tell
Eric.
us about your friend Eric.
Well, no, it was like a quick riff on what you were talking about. I told him, I was like, why are you? I was like, hey, man, I'm like, there's a way faster way to do that if you do it this way, this way, and this way. And he literally was like, hey, man, I know you're new here. And he goes, hey, shut the fuck up, man. He's like, if I do this, if I can, my shift lasts 4 more hours, and I'm pretty sure I can make this take 4 hours if I go slow enough. And he's like, and he's like, do you know what I'm saying? You picking up on what I'm putting down? And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. I didn't understand that you're not supposed to just like, you gotta drag shit out.
That's a
didn't know you worked
responsible
at
thing to
Thrifty's.
do. Like, you don't want to just be sitting there with your work done, then you're a fucking loser if you already did your work.
Well, then they'll just ask you to do more stuff, I guess. I don't know. I guess in your case, you're worried that they're going to just find out that you don't actually have to.
Well, let me tell you this. I've been, blood, sweat, and tears for years just climbing the old corporate ladder, and I've finally reached a position that I don't have to talk to anyone on the phone. I can just use email, and this is a prized position for me.
How long have you been doing this job for?
Well, this position's been like 2 years, 2 or 3 years, but I've been at the company for like 6. But I used to answer the phones.
Yeah, you did. You were a call center boy. I remember.
And that's why I had PTSD. That's why I don't answer anyone's calls.
Why don't you tell us some of the highlights from your trip for your travels to Europe?
Right. Well, I had the most amazing trip of all time. It was amazing.
Where did you go?
London. We went to a place called York outside of London, part of London. They have a Viking museum, and it's a ride where you get to see Vikings, and all the fucking mechanic people are actually, they made the faces out of dead Vikings they found in the ground.
What the hell?
It was really weird, yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, and all of them were attractive. But it was really funny because the tour guide in the Viking, before you went on the ride part, he's like, all right, no questions about how Vikings were rapists and murderers. We're showing you how... He's like, we're showing you how they cooked and built stuff. They were more than rapists. Stuff like that. Anyway.
They were skilled craftsmen. That's crazy.
It was all of them making stuff. It was crazy.
Don't focus on the negative, eh?
Yeah, hey, what about all the good things? Yeah, okay, one time I was doing a tour of a Nazi bunker in Berlin, and the guy they had a big gun turret on the roof of it, and the guy was like, yeah, it was capable of shooting down like even the biggest planes. He's like, unfortunately, this one only ever shot down one plane, and then me and my buddy looked at each other and we were like, what do you mean, unfortunately?
How do they know that?
What do you mean, yeah, but like, what do you mean, unfortunately?
Because the story would have been cooler, I guess.
We just kind of were like, huh, and then just let it, we didn't say anything, but it was kind of like, okay, yeah, man, we see you, dude. Like, we clocked that. You should know.
Yeah, in my brain, I'm like, I'm not going to get on the fucking Viking tour ride and be like, when's the rape part? But honestly, the first part was like, oh yeah, sometimes they did take people captive, and there was a mechanical woman tied up like this.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. They can't show you the R part and then ask you not to ask about the R part.
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy.
very strange, but it was cool, very cool. And then we went to Edinburgh, which was awesome.
Right, yeah, cool.
Edinburgh, actually, it was my first, also, a bunch of comedy clubs in Edinburgh, of course. Yeah. Never did a set because I didn't want to feel like shit on my vacation, but Glenn Wool's picture was up there, which is kind of a cool
Hey, Glenn Wool. We love Glenn Wool.
Canadian guy.
Follow Glenn Wool. He's a comedian. He's great.
And I had my first Priestley curse incident in Edinburgh.
Oh,
I was going hard, like zero problems, airport fine. You know, I was like so scared to go through security, even though like I didn't have anything illegal on me. I was like, I washed all my credit cards just in case. Did my fingernails.
I remember those days.
Trim my nose hair. Well, that's one thing. I got a new nose trimmer, and it was in my carry-on bag. And at some point during like the 8-hour flight, it started buzzing.
Yeah, of course
and I've never got up so quickly because I'm like, they're gonna think it's a bomb or a vibrator. I don't know. Anyway.
No one's gonna think it's a bomb.
It's not a bomb.
Everyone's gonna think it's a toothbrush for sure.
Well,
that's where everyone's.
I don't know if you guys heard about that story where some kid made his his AirPods name was bomb on board or something.
Oh no, that's fucking so stupid.
That story just came out, and I felt like there was a little more tense on the flight. But anyway, it was all fun. But
so you just went to those two. You went just to those two places?
No, I went to after Edinburgh. We went to Amsterdam, and then we went to Copenhagen because I have a friend that lives there.
Well, that's like that's a cool trip.
It was a little trip. We stayed on a boat in outside of London there, which was fucking cool for the first day, and then we realized that we had to shit in a bag. That was fun. I messaged the Airbnb guy. I was like, "What do you want me to do?"
It was in an Airbnb?
Yeah, it was an Airbnb on the canal on a boat.
I assumed it was at a friend's house. You stayed in an Airbnb and they didn't disclose that you have to shit in a bag?
Well, I don't really read the details. But,
dude, you have to read the details, bro. That's crazy.
Those toilets, you have a thing that grinds it up with sawdust. This just like sawdust.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I've never heard of that either. Why are you guys staying at these places?
Just a composting
It just sounded like a new experience. And also the cringy part was, so it was on this canal in this section of town that we found out later was like a hipstery part, like they have vintage store, all this stuff. But when we showed up with all our bags, there was like 5 million people because the town had a marathon that day, and apparently it's like a big rave marathon thing where the whole town comes out and cheers everyone on in the marathon. Yeah. But everyone's hammered, and I was so mad because I had to take my fucking suitcase down a cobblestone street and be like, "Excuse me," 5 million times. And then we went to the marathon, and I was so pleased because everyone in the marathon looks like me. They were all fat guys. And it was so weird because the whole town, the athletic people were cheering the fat people on that were in the marathon.
Maybe you just caught the end of the marathon.
I don't know. Maybe we're at the end of the race. I don't know what's happening there. But had to shit in the bag. That was fun. And then, but yeah, Priestley curse, Edinburgh, and this is also my problem. And I want to know what you guys think and if I did this correctly.
Great. Perfect dovetail into your problem.
So we're in Edinburgh, Scotland. It's amazing. It's full of castles, and, they like everyone there. They like the gays and all this stuff. So safe, so fun. We have a tour that takes you to like this castle and this lake and stuff at like 8 a.m. It's a bus tour, or only one we took. We get an Uber from our place to the thing. I got a coffee for me and my fiance partner, whatever you call her. We got coffees. Robin. We get in the car. The guy immediately is like, "Hey, please, just be careful of the coffees." Because I think he saw at the top of my lid, it was a bit too full, So I'm kind of nervous. So I'm holding the coffee up, and I get in the car, and then he starts driving away, and I just hear this glug, 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 and I realize that the lid of this water bottle wasn't on properly, and half of the water spilled on my crotch and onto his seat.
Well, at least it was just water. Were they leather seats?
No. So I didn't say anything,
No.
Robin's laughing, so I'm assuming she saw. So I like, okay. So I just started grinding my ass into the seat, trying to soak up the water with my ass. That's the only thing I could think of. Because, well, if you get a cloth, you dab it and you wipe it, right? So, and I get out of the car. I look, oh yeah, there it is. It looks all right. We get out of the car. I was like, we have to go the tour thing. Like, let's get away from this man. And so we're standing in line at the tour, and it's all old people from North Carolina. And all of a sudden, and this is 8 a.m., I see this man bolting down the road with a cloth in his hand. It's the Uber driver.
No.
Yes. He has a cloth in his hand, shaking it like this, running like around the corner right to me, and then just screams in my face, how dare you disrespect my seats in my car. And I don't know, maybe it's because I was half tired and I took some anti-anxiety medication before, but I was so chill, and I'm like, hey man, it was just water. You could have just talked to me about it. And he's still
great. Good job.
He's putting the cloth in my face. He's like, you disrespected me. I'm gonna report you. And every old person immediately thinks I'm a huge asshole.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Every old person is on the same bus as us.
Right.
But anyway, the guy goes away, and then this lovely, big, gigantic, red-haired Viking fat man who works for the tour comes around, and he's like, hi there, do you guys want to buy tickets for the castle? It's the extra money. Also, I don't know what the deal was there, but are you okay? And he touched my arm.
They said someone asked you if you're okay.
And you know what? Out of like being awkward and uncomfortable, I grabbed his shoulder and I was like, I can tell you're a big man. I know you'll protect me. And then he walked away. I'm like, I don't know why I said that. Robin's like, I don't know why you said that either.
It wasn't a joke. Like you just said that, and then
I just said it, and then and then I actually got the lady that took us on the tour to text him and say thank you. It was nice to know that a giant man. But my question is, and what the hell's your problem is, would you tell the guy that you spilled a bunch of water on the seat, or would you just hope for the best?
I would probably tell him I spilled water on the seat. I would probably be like, oh, hey, man. I'm like, I spilled a little bit of water on your seat. It's just water, though. It was an accident. Sorry about it.
Because here's the thing. I reported him on Uber because...
Yeah, for sure. He ran after you and waved shit in your face. That's crazy.
I did over-exaggerate, and I said, I'm like, yeah, my girlfriend's with me, and she's currently cowering in a corner, crying that she's
that's okay. Sometimes you got to do that.
I would have done that, too.
Get the point across.
A minute later, after I sent it, and they're like, okay, we'll talk to the guy, he accepted my tip, and he didn't fuck up my stars on Uber. So what? I think he might have realized that it was water after he freaked out. Because he
might have freaked out and then and been like, oh, wow, I really fucking...
Well, I think he thought it was the coffee. That's why he was so mad.
Yeah, but even if it was coffee, it's like you didn't mean to do it. Like,
it's still an insane reaction.
Yeah, because he could have just been like, hey, I don't want you to bring coffee in the car. No coffee in the car. He could have said that. Sorry.
Yeah, but what are we going to do with the coffie?
Dump it out. Just coffee. It costs like $4.
Yeah, it's coffee.
But I should have told him though. I went insane, like pre-sleep insane mindset where
you tried to control this. You tried to keep the secret, the situation a secret, and control the situation. Is what happened. Every time you do that, it goes bad for you. Every time.
I know. Yeah, but man, it was It was like quite a bit of water. It wasn't anything to snuff at. Like I just really didn't want to like. Okay, we have to cancel the tour because I have to wash out a fucking Uber.
Well, you weren't going to have to ever do that with water. Like, you were never going to have to do that with water. I think, this isn't your worst, but I'm glad that you now see, at least, because before these things would come up and then you would be like, well, what else was I supposed to do? Now at least you're like, yeah, I probably should have said something.
I probably should have, but, if I had to go back and do it again. But what if because I've been in a situation where I was in a cab, and the guy looks at me and he's like, did you fucking fart in here? And I'm like, no, I didn't. Because I didn't. And he started screaming at me that I farted. And then he pulled over and he told me, get the fuck out of that cab. I don't want you around.
Well, that's also
And I didn't do it.
Well, it sounds like that guy was having a bad night. Was it just the two of you in the car?
Well, there's another guy there, but he also said he didn't fart either. But
Well, then it was the other guy.
I know, but I have PTSD from that, where I was worried if I told him about the water, he would pull over and scream at me, and I'd be stuck in the middle of Scotland.
Okay, that's a fair worry, I reckon. Yeah, tell him at the end. Here's the thing. I would have told him at the end. I would have told him like while I was getting out. I wouldn't have told him while he was driving.
That's what I should have done.
Yeah, no. You definitely don't tell him while he's driving. Hey, man, you got a cloth while you're driving? No.
I was just so worried about my Uber rating because it's like I'm at 4.94 right now, and
it's pretty good.
Can't go lower than that.
I wonder what mine is. I have no idea what mine is. I've never looked at it.
It tells you.
I just never looked.
I can't recall when that went down.
So is that the craziest thing that happened on your whole trip?
No, there was other stuff, but I don't want to take all the time. I
don't mind.
Well, I went to Amsterdam, and that was fun. Went to the Sex Museum.
Right, as one does.
I went to Amsterdam before when I was 17, and that was just like a fucking crazy, insane time. So this time was more responsible, We saw Anne Franklin's house, and that was nice.
Frank. It's
just
Anne
Frank.
It's not Anne Franklin.
Sorry. Wow, they really they make you like you're not allowed to talk in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you know, it's
well, they learned. It's because they learned their lesson.
No, we're not making that joke on this podcast.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. The security
That's
heard
a
me
good
whisper
joke.
Right away.
What'd you say?
I said it was crazy. The security heard me whisper so quickly.
Yeah. You're just like you're slowly eating a bag of Doritos in there.
They're like, "Sir, come out behind that bookshelf." Like,
get out here.
But it was nice. But it was great being an adult going there because I don't smoke weed either. So it was interesting.
Don't?
I don't smoke weed anymore because I have too much anxiety and mental issues.
Yeah.
I got mushrooms though, and I didn't do them.
Why not?
Well, I got them, and then it was just like too easy to get. Like it was just I got mushrooms, and I'll be honest, I got a bit of cocaine.
As one does.
Just a bit.
I can't do weed. I have too much anxiety. One cocaine, please.
Well, I mean, their beer percentage is so low, I couldn't feel anything. Anyways,
right to Coke.
Yeah, better get some
Coke.
Mushroom
shop, and that made me really uncomfortable in there.
You're supposed to get Coke if you're feeling too much, not if you're not feeling enough. That's like you're supposed to get Coke to sober you up, not get you more drunk.
Well, my problem was we were on the trip and there's only two of us, and I was like, we have to at least meet one friend along the way. But we both aren't like social people.
That's
the
so
only
you're
one
like
we
if
met was a drunk guy that got kicked out of a bar in Scotland, but he's like, he did the thing. We were sitting there having a drink, and then he's like, "Don't mean to interrupt," and then just interrupted for like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, and then you hung out with that guy?
Well, he was right beside us at the table, and we didn't know how to get out of the conversation, but the bar person, the lady there, the server, kept trying to save us. She came up, she's like, "Excuse me, your larger table is ready for you." 0 other people in the bar.
She's just saving you? Oh,
trying
that's
to save us,
take it?
I was like, it's so weird. If we went to a bigger table right beside us, he's gonna see us.
Not your
I got
problem.
no problem. Not only that, I would straight up just be like, "Hey man, I'm just gonna talk to my girlfriend. We're just trying to hang out." I would do that.
But we couldn't do it. We're not good at doing that. And then, but it was fine. Like, he wasn't like a huge piece of shit until he found out my girlfriend's vegetarian. He's like, "God damn it, you have a nice figure, but go fuck yourself."
God, you have a nice figure? Who the fuck says that?
Well, we thought it was a compliment. I would have been. That's a compliment in general. But
that's incredible.
So what happened with that though is that then he was like, "We could all use another drink. Around on me." And then he's like, "Barmaid, barmaid," and snapping at her.
Yo,
this guy sounds like a treat.
Comes over, and she's like, "Sir, I can't serve you anymore." And he's like, "Oh." And then turns to us, "Well, you guys are fine. What would you like?" But we're like, we have to leave.
Yo.
That's like too much. So we go out, we leave, And then we're like, it's so early. It would be nice to have one more. So I'm like, hey, let's just walk around the block. She understands what's going on. We can go back in because he's gone and have that last drink before going. We go around the block. And he's sitting at the bus stop and immediately makes eye contact with me.
No.
And he's like waving. And we're like, all right, back to the Airbnb then.
Oh man, that's fucking awesome.
But anyway, yeah. And so I didn't do the mushrooms because they're too slimy looking, and I didn't really want to be really high.
I can't imagine being on mushrooms that far away from my home. I feel like that
No.
would be too much for me. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
just
that would
thought
be
nightmare.
great.
something went awry. Like if we were a group of us that was like 6, then I would feel
Yeah,
better
plus
about it.
this-
But it was just 2.
Yeah, does Robin do mushrooms? Does Robin do
No.
coke? Does she do any of that stuff?
No,
Man.
she smokes weed a bit, but she just quit. So she smoked like a little bit of a joint. Also, Steph, our friend Zach's wife, met us there too.
Yeah. Right. Cool.
So you were just blowing rails alone?
No, it was only a little bit of coke. I'm not doing rails. It was
Just
like
a little
enough-
key bump.
Just key bumps. Hey, I'll tell you what. The last 2 years I did coke. I don't think I did one rail. I just did
Yeah,
key
I don't
bumps
do.
for like 2
I don't
years.
do rails. Okay,
I
Sorry,
did key bump. I did
sorry.
yeah,
I
rails
didn't
are
mean
too
to
much.
offend your cocaine use.
I did
I do 50-50 grinds, bro.
Shut up. I did key bumps every 5 minutes for 2 years.
Well, I did the research, okay, and I looked online. It's like, whatever you do, don't. People are just going to approach you in Amsterdam and ask you if you want to buy drugs. Don't do that, because it's usually bad drugs. So I did the most responsible thing, one I've ever done, is I went on Instagram and I just put in Amsterdam drugs. And there's a guy's handle that was Hamsterdam drugs. And I'm like, it had a WhatsApp number, so I just texted. He just sent me a menu. And I'm
What?
Like, whoa. Yes.
That's
a full
fucking-
menu of drugs. And I could have gotten like all heroin.
Was it good
GHB.
coke?
No, it was awful. But I think it was fine. But this, like, he was on a moped, and I think he was like 20.
How much
And
did
he's
it
like-
cost?
I was 80 pounds.
For
which
how
I
much?
think-
That's
is
like
like-
150 bucks.
Yeah, it was expensive.
For a gram?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a whole gram. Just a little bit, eh?
Well, I had to throw it out by the end.
Yeah, I've never
But
done
anyway,
that.
I was like, hey, I'm by Anne Frank's house. Can you come here? And he's like, I'm at the hot dog stand. And so I had to go from Anne Frank's to the hot dog stand. But then it was like kind of like prison like rules, because he's like, okay, there's a guy over there. You got to give him the money, and then you got to go with this other guy at the other hot dog stand to get the drugs.
Well, I would be like, I'm getting ripped off for sure. Also, quick side note, you definitely don't want to be on coke in the Anne Frank house, for sure.
Well, I didn't do coke. I was afterwards.
I mean,
but,
just as a general rule, because you can't stop talking,
Well, yeah. Well, I just talked to my shirt. But then this is the worst thing that happened with the drug dealer, though. I was chatting with him because I'm like, this is pretty interesting. He has a moped and he has 2 underlings. I'm like, that's really interesting. So I was talking to him. Turns out we get along really well.
Yeah.
But too well that he's like, I'm actually going to be visiting Canada with my family.
No, Shane, no.
Is he going to
Shane.
stay at your house?
He's like, oh yeah, I should hit you up. We can hang out. I'm like, oh yeah, because I can't say no, right? So
Yeah,
like,
you're for sure going to hang out with your drug dealer from Amsterdam when he comes.
Well,
But
I
also, people don't.
immediately just deleted, blocked right away.
Well, he's probably also going to like Toronto and does not have any idea how big Canada is. 'Cause
No,
that's
people
what
don't
Well, I
happens.
said
grasp
I
that
lived in
concept.
Vancouver, so that helps.
Even better. Well, listen, I'm going to Europe in a few weeks here. And
Yeah.
we're going in the opposite direction as you. We're also going to England, but we're going to Totnes.
Well, do you need that drug dealer's number?
Yeah, yeah. If I could get his number, that'd be great.
Amsterdam drugs on Instagram. Shout out.
Yeah, but we're going south. We're going to Portugal, and then we're
Nice.
going to. We put on the internet yesterday, just asking where to go for the third leg of our trip because we couldn't decide, and we're gonna go to Slovenia.
Woo!
Yeah, pretty excited about Slovenia. Some different. Me and Tara each had 2 different people recommend Slovenia, so it was the most recommended place out of all the places we were not going. We were going to go to Greece, but apparently it's way too windy in August. It's like nonstop wind if you're in the south. That's where we wanted to be. So we're going to go to Slovenia, and there's a place called Bled Lake that is a lake with a castle in the middle of it. And it looks so sick. And there's a place called...
Is it a bouncy castle?
Yeah.
It's a bouncy castle.
Anyways, so we booked a lot of our travel yesterday. And that brings me to the thing that what my problem is. My problem is, well, I don't like how I don't like how society in general has really leaned into this thing of making things so dysfunctional and shitty so that they barely work, and then offering you a way out, but it's a paid way out. And then that's the only option you have when things are okay. So like, here's the thing. I got this thing called Clear, which is you pay $200. What's that?
Sorry. Fuck, I can't do my bits with this on.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Lied to you all. Actually.
Thank God, you look exactly the same as always. Because
You look very hot, like you're very
I
warm.
can't do my bits with that on. It muffles it.
Yeah. So, anyways, Clear is a thing where, like, okay, I was in line at the Orlando airport, and there was like 200 people in the queue because there's no people working, you know. And then I get up. I'm walking by, and this guy grabs me. Did I already tell you about this? I feel like I might have talked about this on the pod already. This guy grabs me, and he's like, "Would you like to sign up for Clear?" That's his voice. He's like this sketchy Eastern European looking like vampire-like guy. Yeah, in the airport. And he's wearing this suit, and he's like, "Would you like to sign up for Clear?" And I'm like, what's that? I'm like flustered, and he's like, "You can bypass the whole line. You can just miss all this and come right through here. All you have to do is give me your ID." And I'm like, this feels
isn't
like
that what
trap.
happened to Aladdin?
Yeah. So I'm like, I almost did it, and I'm like, does this cost money? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, he's like, how much is it? And he's like, it's $200. And I'm like, no, I'm out. And I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good. This just feels like a scam. I said that. And then I got back in line, and then that line like did the Z thing back towards him, and I ended up right next to him again, and I'm still in this massive line, and I'm like, is it $200 a month or $200 a year? And he's like, per year. And I'm like, you know what? I'll do that. And I'm like, and I get to just miss this whole line, and I can always just do this. And he's like, yes. And I'm like, I will do that. So I went in there, I paid $200, and then I just missed the whole line. And now in the US, whenever I go, I just never have to wait in line to go through TSA.
What is it?
It's called Clear, and it's
Yeah,
like
but
a
just
different.
bypass the line.
Just you pay extra and you bypass the line. They take it's facial recognition. You just go right past everything. $200 a year.
I would
with the
pay
amount that
that.
I travel, money well spent. But the thing is that like you're gonna sit here and tell me that they didn't bust that line, make it so busted and fucked up to get through, so that now I pay money to get through it. It's like everything. There's always this other way where you just pay money, and it just feels like the whole thing was a setup. It's a trap. Okay,
It's a mafia mentality.
Yeah, man, that's where we're at. We're at mafia mentality, where it's like they're making it bad on purpose so that I pay money, and everything is like that now. Like,
Yeah,
you know, if you want, have you ever been on YouTube?
To get
Yeah, dude, you need to protect. I need to pay YouTube from protection from the ads. Have you been on a YouTube non-premium account? Have you ever experienced that?
it's sick.
Fucked. It's like you can't even. There's so many ads.
You pay for YouTube?
Yeah, I never
do.
look at an ad ever.
I do not pay for YouTube ever.
So I
Nor
watch-
will I ever
I watch
pay for
YouTube
YouTube.
more than anything. It's so
I
it's
can't
like,
manage
drives me insane.
watching the ads. Like, dude, have you ever been on the CBC Gem app?
Yeah,
It's so unusable. It's like the amount of like ads that
It
are
doesn't
on there.
bother me at all.
Oh God, weird. I don't know how that doesn't bother.
But you know what's
'Cause I'm
crazy
an
when they're like
80s person. I'm used to ads. I don't give a fuck.
CBC will be like, oh, there's this new horror TV show coming out on CBC Gem, and I'll check it out. And I'm like, ooh, I'm spooked. And then the 5 ads for Crest, and I'm like, oh, I'm out of it.
Well, and there's an ad every 2 minutes. It's insane.
And it's the same ad.
Yes, and it's the same ad. That should be illegal as well.
It makes me
to show the
sick.
same ad over and over again. Okay, so then, anyways, we're booking our flights yesterday, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but if you're flying, especially within Canada, but it's anywhere really, unless you want to spend an insane amount of money, you are traveling at 5 a.m. or you're taking a red eye, or you have like 24-hour layover, or it's like 6 stops or some bullshit. There's no like just get on and fly here. There's not none, but there's very few. One time, fellow comedian Ryan Williams once said to me, he was like, maybe one day we'll have 10 a.m. flight money. And I was like, yo, that's so funny. But like, truly, trying to buy a flight right now is like it's like doing a puzzle. You're like,
I got
okay,
I hired a lady to do that, and she found like the flights and they're fine, but the flights in Europe, it was only like maybe like $100 more to go in like first class.
oh yeah, it's
And then,
nothing. Yeah, flying in Europe is so cheap. We get
and then
absolutely
back, I
jobbed
was
in
like,
Canada. It's
I don't think
crazy.
I can go back to the poor seats. And then
No,
I looked, it was
I
like $1,300. I'm like,
I
oh my
fly
god.
WestJet
Yeah,
mostly in Canada, and then I fly it enough that I'm always premium now. And when I have to go back to the other seats, I'm like, ew, gross.
it's
I
so
hate
gross.
it.
The food is gross.
I want to
Yeah.
eat 3 Kit Kats for breakfast and not pay for them.
On the one home, Air Canada gave me they're like, oh, do you want chicken or pasta? I was like, what's the chicken? They're like, well, it comes in this box and it's a pastry. And it's
Ew.
a chicken coconut curry in a pastry.
Oh, it's gonna be so gross.
See, that sounds
Yeah,
delicious.
Yeah, but it won't be because it's on a plane,
wasn't
so it'll be the
it
worst thing
wasn't
you've
good.
ever had. Sounds great for sure, but then do you see what I'm saying? It's like okay, well, it kind of reminds me of in math class when they were like, okay, a plane leaves Victoria at 8:03, but then there's a 6-hour layover in Vancouver. You can not do that or spend an extra $600. At the same time, your connecting flight leaves Toronto at 4 p.m. And you know what I mean? Like it's like this horrible puzzle to figure out, and it's like what do I want to pay? Do I want to pay with my time or do I want to pay with money? But like there is no option to just book a normal flight anywhere
Well, I
anymore.
think you're right. They are deliberately making it harder for
Yeah,
people, so you pay more to
100%.
get that thing. Because I would buy that clear as well, like
Yeah.
especially if
Oh
I'm
yeah.
in.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
They're totally this is what it is now. Just it's this convenience culture is destroying the world. I don't even like I was thinking about this too. I don't like Spotify anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously for the fact that it rips off artists like so brutally, but also I just kind of miss buying an album. I miss buying a
Yeah.
CD and putting it on and like getting excited about it and listening to the whole thing and finding the songs I like. I like the idea of actually having a physical thing and going and putting it into a machine and hitting play, and then there's intention to it. It makes me
But
appreciate
that's
music
weird.
more.
I had the same thought of canceling Spotify, even though I've curated a fucking playlist for like 3 years. But I
I
started
know.
charging up my old Nano. I like that would
Cool.
be cool, but then
Yeah.
you put it on
People
there.
are doing this. There's a
Yeah,
resurgence of wired headphones, of DVDs. There's a rejection going on of technology and AI especially, and it's
yeah.
like I kind of like it. I'm really into like the idea of like dead internet theory, of like AI, of everything online just becoming AI, and then once it's all AI, then it just devours itself, and we can't even use it anymore, and we just back off and go to the woods. Like, just put me in the woods, bro. I I would rather spend
And you'd
more
have to use a
time.
compostable toilet in there.
I'm just kind of like the convenience of everything is kind of like I don't know did you hear Ronnie Chang's speech at Harvard about AI where he was just
Couldn't
being like fuck
understand it.
AI. He's like fuck couldn't understand. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck.
Sorry.
I speak perfect English. That's crazy.
I'm such a hypocrite. I called that guy out for being racist last
Couldn't
night.
understand a word out of his mouth.
It was just the TV the volume was too low. That's
all I heard was, I'm a communist. That's so, what's he from, like, LA? Anyways, he's like, what the people making AI stuff don't understand, they're like, you should just be able to do this instantly. You should be able to just put a thing in, and then it's happening and you do it. And he's like, he said, he was like, the journey is the point. And I'm like, yes, the journey is the point. I want to take the time to make the thing. I don't want AI to write jokes for me. I want to write them because then I feel proud of them after I made them, and it's fun to come up with them. And it's the same for musicians, I'm sure. It's just no one I know who actually makes art is into this. It's only like,
look at the AI posters.
Just
like
people with no personality. It's all people with no personality at all who are like.
I don't want to throw any kind of shade, but I did go to a local Halloween market last year in Victoria, and I did go to a few vendors that had 3D printed dragons, and I was so fucking mad because I'm like, you didn't sit at home and chisel all these out yourself, you piece
Yeah, that sucks. I don't want to buy a 3D printed dragon. I don't want to buy a 3D printed dragon, and I'm not going to. I will literally, like, if I see that a show has an AI flyer that's like a shitty AI where there's been no effort and just generate me a thing, I'm like, I'm not going. I'm out.
It's like when people have those Facebook emojis of their face on the on their
weird.
I'm like, fuck that.
Anyway, that's my problem is convenience culture, I guess, but specifically flights and how air travel has been made to be extremely inconvenient so that we just spend more money at every turn.
We used ChatGPT for our flights, and that was fucking great.
I deleted that shit off my phone,
bro.
Well,
they just tell you the cheapest flights and all the stuff, and it did
so
help.
does Kayak.
I don't know what that is. I'm not athletic, but what happened? Did you just get a pop-up? I use ChatGPT quite often, but only, to find out how to fix stuff, and I also have named it Chris Pratt GPT, but
Chris Pratt GPT?
Yeah.
You should delete it off your phone, bro.
No, I don't have it on my phone, but I do use it. Like, I put in the dimensions of my pantry and was like, how can I make this more usable? And it gave me some great ideas.
And I use it, like, sometimes I'll use it for jokes. Like, I'll say, hey, does anyone else have this joke? And it will scour the internet and find it for me. I did that yesterday because I had a new joke. Then I'm like, there has to be someone that's already made this. And then,
Daniel, if you're going to type, you should turn your mic off because all we can hear is the clickety-clack of your keys.
He's hacking someone right now.
That's what it sounds like. He's like, what's her name from 24?
Sorry, I don't have ChatGPT to answer my texts for me while I'm doing the podcast.
ChatGPT is great. I like it. I don't like how it, it's
not great. It's not great because it's fucking wrong all the goddamn time. It's
killing forests.
It's also killing everything that we love and replacing people's jobs. It actually is really shitty. I was using it for a bunch of stuff, and then I caught it being wrong like so many times. And I'm like, why do I have this thing that may or may not be giving me the right information? Like, if you can't trust it, then what's the point of it?
Uses a lot of water too.
And also it's using all of our drinking water. It's weird
when you call it out on being wrong too. It's like kind of gets
delete that shit off your phone.
No,
dog.
I need it.
You truly do not need it. You lived your whole life without it before now. You do not need it. The problem is now
I wrote a joke yesterday, and I was like, there must be someone who wrote a joke. It was about how there's no Asian Superman because they can't say the word hero properly. And I was like, someone must have tweeted that. And 0 people. It's mine. I don't think I can tell it on stage, but no one has done that before.
Yeah, I like how you had 2 racist Asian things in one podcast. That's crazy.
It's killing it, Shane.
After you started the podcast by accusing another person of being racist.
Yeah, I know. That's why I called that guy out last night, and I did the Superman joke right afterwards.
Well, that was the joke you did. Yeah.
Not all heroes wear capes, but anyway,
No,
I think
Fucking God, Shane. Jeez.
I think that it is fine. It's fine. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's a bad joke. Like just as
It's
a
not
joke.
bad. That's a good joke.
It's very 2012.
Come on.
In
You're
my
punching
opinion.
down, Shane.
Yeah, you're punching down. I don't like it.
Punching down. Karate
I guess
moves. Anyway.
But at least it's not about your dick, so that's good. I like that.
Dan, I scoured my material. It's like 5 dick jokes. It's more, I've been asking around because it bothered me that you said I only had dick jokes, and then I asked people around town, they're like, no, you should be more concerned about all the jokes about you murdering your wife.
Well, that too. Yeah. It's always a joke about how bad you are or like your dick or like, but
My cup of tea.
yeah, well,
You
how's
know
that
what,
going
Shane?
for you?
Know what you're good at and run with it. That's what I say.
Hey,
That's what my
Sarah,
dick-
what's your problem?
Well, mine are like kind of lame. My problem is a little bit lame compared to yours. And
Well-
I will start by saying it is about my cell phone, but don't come at me about it being an Android because I'm never
don't care.
switching because I hate
I don't
it.
know. I hate iPhones. I'm just stuck with
Okay.
them, and I hate them.
I
They're
like
just
that.
such a fucking
Fair.
bullshit. Talk about iPhones, same shit. They update your shit, and then your
have to
battery
pay.
stops working, and then you have to buy a new phone. Apple sucks ass. I have an iPhone and I'm on a MacBook right now, and I would switch all of it if it was less.
They're
if
better
it
than
wasn't so-
Android, I will say, because my parents have Android and they don't know computers. And I looked at my mom's phone. She's like, "There's something wrong." I'm like, "You have 9 calculator apps. Like, how do you even do that?"
She had to
What do you
because it definitely only comes with one.
Probably a calculator app's probably running off AI and multiplying itself.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So Android had an update last week, which is fine. It doesn't drain your battery. They're usually actually a pretty good update, but this one, I have to pull it up to what it says now. When I phone somebody, it says, oh, now it doesn't say it anymore. Oh, it's got a new feature. Now people can record voice messages directly to your phone if you miss their call. I'm like, that's fucking voicemail, and we already have it. Why would you give us?
That's literally just called voicemail.
Why would now we have 2 voicemails? They can leave a voice message and send you a voice note. Fuck no! I don't want to listen
make
to
any
it.
sense.
I don't even
wanna
get
listen
it.
to it.
What do you mean? I
So
don't
there's
even think
two.
Can you
It's
try and
two.
explain that again?
You know, you have to well, I've never done it because I'm refusing to set it up. But my understanding is when people phone you, it goes to your voicemail, right? And then you have to like punch in the keys to get to it. This is like, you know how you can record a voice note?
No,
This
but
just sends you the
not
voice
a
note.
voicemail? It's. I think what they're saying is that they can record a thing that goes into text and it goes to your inbox.
No, it's a
'Cause
voice
that's what
message.
happens on my phone.
No, I can get those too. No, this is a straight up voice message, like a voice memo.
2? Well, then what
And
do you
it
do
shows-
the
I
voicemail
think
part?
that's what it is.
Hold on. So I call you, you don't answer, I leave a voicemail, and then it shows up as a voice note in the text string?
No, it's 2
That's what
different
I
things.
thought
You
she
can
was
leave a voicemail or you can send a voice message, like a voice note.
I don't understand.
What's
I
the
don't get it.
difference?
Fucking voicemails. I don't want it once. I don't even want it once. I definitely don't want it twice.
Did you know that I got a new phone like almost 10 years ago now, and I just never set voicemail up, and I've just never had it since?
Well, that's fair because it's literally the worst.
I don't miss it. I still don't
I-
understand what the
Terrible.
difference
I
is.
actually figured out how to. So now when someone calls me, I don't answer, which I never do. But it says, "Please state what you're phoning about to Shane Priestley," and you have to press 1. So it does cut a lot of like the commercials, but a lot of people have to do a voice memo to tell me what they're phoning about,
Oh, I do
and
like
then
that.
they get to leave a voicemail.
I do. The other thing that I like in the update is now, if somebody phones that I want to talk to and I missed it, I can pick it up and it cuts off the voice message, like an old answering machine style. Like, you know, when you're running for it and you can
Yeah,
you can,
yeah,
you can,
yeah,
I
you
like
can do
that.
that.
I like
Yeah,
that.
it's That's a good
That's
feature.
okay, but I don't want two different varieties of voicemails. That's
That's
fucking
too much.
irritating.
That's just, do they show up in different places though?
I
Like,
believe
what-
they show up in different places. I think one comes as like, you have a new voice note, and one is you have a new voicemail. And I might be totally wrong. We might get totally skewered for that. I might get totally skewered for this because I'm a fucking 49-year-old moron. But the way I understand it is I can get two voicemails, and I didn't want one to start with, let alone
Yeah,
which psycho would leave a voice memo and then leave a voicemail?
have you met our parents?
Well,
Mom leaves a voice message and then texts
mom
me
would
the
do it
same
too.
message. I'm like, why did you do that?
Like, yeah, well, I get that booking a lot. People will email me. Like, I've asked everyone to just email me for spots and stop texting me or messaging me, and people will email me and then message me to tell me that they emailed me. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to fucking waterboard you. I
It's a
hate
one-shot
you.
deal. You get one attempt to contact me. If you don't get through that way, you don't get to try other ways because I don't want to talk to you. And when I'm ready, then I'll talk.
I like how you and I both feel a little bit angry today.
I had a
Me?
weird day at work. I'm feeling a little angry.
I had a weird day today. What happened to you at work today? Do you want to talk about it?
Well, some of
No,
it I
did you
can't.
misspell something on the magnetic sign that you have to put up there?
A fucking magnetic sign.
I
No,
got
I didn't do that last week, but I did have a massive temper tantrum and freaked out outside when I was trying to do the sign.
I only have
was
4
so
minutes,
angry.
by the way.
You what?
I have 4 minutes,
Okay.
by the way.
Well, I will say
don't-
this about voicemail. I don't like answering calls, as you guys know, but I don't like voicemails because it reminds me of the doctor leaving a voicemail, like, something bad happened.
Yeah,
You know,
nothing
you have
good is
cancer,
ever. A
you have-
voicemail is always to tell you bad news. In
And
my
I
head.
also hate notifications, and it's just there until you listen to it, and you can just see it fucking taunting you from the top of your phone. You have a voicemail. You have a voicemail.
Does yours transcribe your voice notes for you? I like that.
That's what
can set
I
it up
love
to
that
do that.
too. So you can read it.
My iPhone does that, and so I just read
Me
them because
too.
I don't want to
But yes, mine will do that, but it still shows as it's there. Like I have to go in and physically delete it, and I don't want to.
Hey, I got a problem. Actually that I want to bring up. Z95.3 in Vancouver, the radio station, played an entire reel of mine on
What?
air and then riffed about it and then didn't credit me or say it was mine or anything.
Was it
That's
the
not
guy
okay.
that used to live here?
What?
Isn't that the guy that used to live here that did radio and moved there? Jeremy?
What? No, Jeremy worked for.
No,
not
Jeremy wouldn't do
Z95.
that.
No, Jeremy would definitely. He's
Jeremy
my
would
buddy.
never
He
do
never-
that.
They just
No.
played your album or played
They just
hits?
they played like I made a reel about turning 40 or 45, and they played the whole thing and then didn't
What?
mention it.
That's fucking weird.
Somebody sent me a voice note to tell me that. Is why I remembered.
Did you
And,
email them and be like, "Yo, fuck you"?
I DM'd them on Instagram, and I think I'm going to also email them too because
I would email the station manager and be like, "Yo, this is not cool."
Yeah.
Also, they have to ask for your permission, right?
Yeah, and I would have said yes. I don't care about the money or anything. I don't care. Just whatever.
Once you put
Who
it out
cares?
in the
But,
world, anybody
yeah,
can use anything.
That's how I feel about it. But bro,
Gotta say,
Oh,
this
I'm-
is
I'm
comedian
local.
Dan Duvall.
I'm
done-
local too.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, really, really lame.
That's so fucking
Super lame.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that really bothered me because I got into a conversation about joke thievery and stuff with an old friend yesterday, an old Twitter pal, and we were talking about people stealing jokes and how mad we should be about it. And it's like stuff gets stolen online all the time. I feel like once I put something out, it's like public property. It's kind of how I feel about it.
It's published. Yeah.
It's whatever. But
you-
that's
You
different.
sometimes have the same, what's it called? Same
Parallel
thought
thinking.
I have to
process.
show you guys this.
Yeah, that
This
happens.
is what's happening behind me right
Is
now.
that a raccoon?
Oh, yeah, there's a cat batting at the door in the most cat batting at the door fashion
Very
possible.
irritating.
Oh, that's awesome. Let her in.
Princess Peach, I already had to let her out once.
Well,
No,
welcome to
because
having a
as soon as
cat.
you open the door, she runs away.
Well, the next
Well-
time I have to tell you guys about, we rented a boat in Amsterdam and the safety precautions were not there. And that's my next story for next week.
Okay,
Because they made
right.
me drive the boat.
I can
there's
do
no-
the show again next week.
You can?
Yep.
Perfect.
But for
My
now,
eczema
I gotta
will be cleared
I gotta
up.
go.
Okay.
All right.
End us.
Yeah, I love you guys. Well, I don't really. Are we gonna do whose problem is it? No, we don't have to do any of
No,
that.
we don't have time. They were all valid.
Thank you to our producer Taryn, and thank you to Grossbuster for our theme music, and thank you for listening and or watching. And we love you with our whole hearts, even though we hate many things. You're not one of them, so that's nice.